Hi, everybody. So it's time to Periscope with me tonight, and I'm just hoping that everyone is enjoying the topic of love, which is the most incredible topic to be on, and especially for the month of February, it works out perfectly, right? Because that's what February is all about love and relationships. And it's really cool because I don't know if you guys realize, but being alone and being isolating yourself is voluntary. It is optional. So nobody has to be alone on Valentine's Day. Brittany used to say the Valentine's Day was sad, Singles Appreciation Day. So although Valentine's Day is coming up, you don't have to be sad because you're not on a planet by yourself, and you're not out in the middle of a desert island by yourself. You're not in the middle of the ocean by yourself. You have friends and family and neighbors and all kinds, siblings maybe, all kinds of people that you can relate to and that you can be in relationship with, even if you're not in a romantic relationship on Valentine's Day. You can volunteer, you can invite people over, you can create a party, do something. But being alone, being lonely, being isolated is really, it's just optional. You have to be alone because you want to be. Well, I guess if you want to be alone, that's okay. But if you understand that your purpose and my purpose, our purpose really is relationships. We were hardwired for love and connection, and that is our purpose. For those of you who don't know me, I will introduce myself. I'm Trina Titus Lozano, and I'm a counselor and ordained Christian minister. I'm talking about love tonight. So agape love is one of the Greek words for love. Agape, phileo, storge, and eros. And if you're not familiar with the Greek words for love, it's a great thing to become familiar with because it is much more descriptive than like we use in the English language. Love, like I love you and I love pizza. There's my website, TrinaTitusLozano.com, for those of you who would like to watch past Periscopes. But in our English language, love it can mean so many different things. And we want to really go to the Greek to see and to be able to unpack what love is, the kind of love that is a kind of love that you could take vows with, the kind of love that will be till death do us part. I have been married for almost 33 years. I see my husband just joined. And, it's the kind of love that keeps you married that long until death do us part is the kind of love that's agape love. That is, thanks for sharing, Kim. I really appreciate that. That is agape love. That is the love that never fails. That's the love. Agape love is the love it's an action, and it's a willful action. It's a choice that you make. It's a decision that you make. Agape love is the kind of love that God has for us, and it's the kind of love that we choose to have for others. And it's actually the only description of love that is unique because it is the only one that's a choice. The rest of them, it's right. It's intentional. Thank you, Loving Life for Real. That's exactly right. It is intentional, which is important because it's the kind of love that is so intentional that it relentlessly contends for the highest possible good. My friend Kevin Weaver has this great definition for agape love. He says agape love relentlessly contends for the highest possible good in any situation until it's a present tense reality. Like it doesn't give up. It's that love that believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. This is agape love. And this is what we're called to. This is what the Bible talks about. It's what God has for us, and it's what we're supposed to have for other people also. It's a love that goes beyond those feelings. Eros is a feeling motivated love. Phileo is a feeling motivated love. Storge is a natural affection for. So phileo is that brotherly love. Yes, agape is continual love. You're right. Phileo is that brotherly love, okay? And that is an extension of a friendship, and it's a friendship sort of love. Eros is that erotic love. It's that feeling. It's that chemistry, okay? And then you've got storge, which is a natural affection for. It's a love like from a parent to a child, sort of like a family sort of love. So that's completely different than agape. Agape love is that verb. It is the do. It's the love that we're supposed to do. It is the love that we're supposed to be, and we're supposed to hold on to it and carry it, continuously, like you said. And so to just read a little bit bit of the definition out of the Bible, 1 Corinthians 13, we have love is patient. It is supposed to be an action for sure. It's something that you do, and it's who you are. So it's somebody that you choose to be, and then as an extension of who you choose to be, it's also what you do, and you do things like this. Love is patient. So you choose to be patient as you have patient sort of actions. You choose to be kind. Love is patient. Love is kind. It is not jealous. It does not brag. It does not boast. It is not arrogant. It does not act unbecomingly. It does not seek its own. It is not provoked. It does not take into account a wrong suffered. Does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but it rejoices with the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. It never fails. Now abide in these, faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. And that's specifically talking about agape love. So you guys, this is the kind of love that it will help you get to the till death do us part intention of your marriage vows. It's the love that you are going to hold on even when you feel like quitting. It is unconditional to the extent that it's absolutely a choice. So it's something that you can turn on and turn off, basically. But we are called to do this. And even at times where you'll see in some of your relationships where you have to draw a boundary, you can actually draw a boundary if you're in an abusive relationship and that can still be loving. It can still be loving to draw a boundary. It can still be loving to have expectations of being in a relationship with someone who is committed, with someone else that they are healthy, with someone else who also has agape love towards you. So when you're in a romantic relationship, you want this agape love to be what is literally the glue holding the relationship together. You want this agape love to be the glue. If it's not agape, if it's agape love for one of you, but for the other person, they're not behaving in a loving way that way, it literally is impossible to be in a relationship with them, but you can still agape love them, even though you have to draw the boundary. So this is an interesting concept for you guys to sort of wrap your head around. But it's so interesting to just go to the Greek and look at the definitions and really, really dig deep into these. I have been digging deep into these for a long, long time, and I love talking about relationships and healthy relationships. But when you guys get to the point of really deciding who you want to be your Valentine, okay, or who you want to maybe pursue a relationship with, or who you want to invest time into, and so this is the kind of love. It's not necessarily just romantic, and it can be as a, it doesn't have to be a lover, so to speak. You can agape love even your enemies, is what the Bible talks about. But this is something that is absolutely a choice, a decision. It's who you want to be and what you want to do is this kind of love. And not just on one day out of the year, February 14th, but this is the kind of person that you want to be, and this is the kind of love that you want to have for others all the year around, 365 days a year, right? Because it's what we're called to do. And so you guys press on and press through, remembering and knowing that your purpose is relationships. It's hard waiting on God's guy who wants, not pushing on your terms. It is hard, but I think that it's less hard if you go ahead and invest in the relationships that are already in your life. We get to the point of kind of you want what you can't have, and once you got it, you don't want it, and sometimes that happens. And we get to a place of being really impatient. But whenever we trust God with the desires of our heart, He knows the desires of our heart, but don't just sit around waiting. Invest your time in relationships that are important. Invest your time in relationships that you already have. So whether it's friendships or neighbors or family relationships, whatever it is, be sure to invest your time, because your purpose is relationships and you need to be in relationship. So even if you're waiting for the perfect guy or the perfect girl, and I do know I have a lot of singles that I interact with on a regular basis that are seriously in that sort of waiting time, and they do have to sort of put themselves out there. I think God does, and I think that we also have to do our part. So I always say, with God, all things are possible, meaning you do your part and God does his part, and with him, all things are possible. But God does know the desires of our hearts, and it's important to really pray. Yes, thanks. That's a great scripture. It's really important to pray about the person that you want. But you know what? If you're isolated, or if a person's just isolated in their room, or they isolate themselves, by playing video games or by just scrolling through their phone, and they don't really put themselves out there, then there's not a good chance that a year from now you're going to meet new people if you don't actually put yourself out there and make yourself available to meet new people. A few days ago, I periscoped about how Jesus stands at the door and knocks. No, isolation is very unhealthy. But when we get depressed and when we're not in a romantic relationship and we feel like we want to be, sometimes self-pity can sort of send us in this pit of isolation. We've all been there. But Jesus stands at the door and knocks, and then that's a great illustration of what you should be doing. Really, you should be standing at the door and knock on a lot of different doors of relationships or potential romantic relationships. And if somebody opens the door, well, then you can go in and then start off being friends with them, which is what Jesus says with us. Go in, eat with them, be friends with them, and then see what evolves. Or if you're on the other end, if someone else is knocking on your door, be willing to invite them in. Yeah, break bread. Be willing to invite them in. Because sometimes, people have a particular idea or ideal person that they think, that they want to spend the rest of their life with, and maybe someone else is knocking on your door and you've sort of closed the door to them. But sometimes we have to open the door of our heart to maybe a different type of a person, or a different, just open your mind and open your heart, because you just never know, right, Megan? You just never know. But I promise you, it's important that you meet new people. It's important that you put yourself out there. It's important that you really embrace agape love as a lifestyle, even if you're just volunteering, that you're using that agape love as somebody you want to be. Even, but put yourself out there, meet new people, put yourself in different groups, join small groups. If there's no one at your church that that you like, go to a different church. If there's no one in your group, in your social circle, then go to another social circle. But volunteer. There are volunteer opportunities all the time at hospitals and nursing homes, and oh my gosh, the list is so long for all kinds of charities that you could volunteer for. That you volunteer, that's a way to meet new people, whether it's at church or at a soup kitchen or anything. So you guys just, make it a point to plan on what you want to do. Yes, do hobbies you enjoy, sign up for a chess club or sign up for a gym membership or something, and you might meet people there that have similar interests. But you for certain need to do something different. If you still haven't met somebody that you feel like is going to be a potential for a romantic relationship, meet more people. And I don't just mean getting online with the dating websites, because I don't trust that. But meet more people. And so other people have an opportunity to meet you and to see how fabulous you are. UPS won't deliver. That's funny. That's right. Well, you guys, thanks for periscoping with me tonight. Agape love, that's the kind of love that you do, and it's who you are. So, there's the eros and the phileo and the storge, but agape love is that foundation to every relationship. And y'all, that is your purpose. So I hope that helps y'all tonight. And I'll be back tomorrow at noon and 9 to continue talking about love and relationships, because, hey, it's February. Why not, right? God bless you guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.